Okay guys, how do you land more clients and sell more without being salesy? Right? Firstly, you need to realize this is an absolute load of shit, right? You do need to be salesy. Most people are not okay with being salesy. They're not okay with actually selling. If you're an entrepreneur or a sales professional, you do need to start to realize that sales is really important. You need to actually be okay with it. Now, a good example, right? If you walk into an Apple store and you buy a MacBook and you just buy the MacBook without being sold, right? And it was your decision, right? You were actually sold through marketing or referrals or reputation, right? So there's pretty much two sides of sales. There's the marketing side and then there's the sales side. So marketing might get you into that store and then you might have to speak to a salesperson or a consultant or somebody along the lines of, and then they convince you to buy it, right? But either way, nothing happens in terms of the world economy until somebody is actually sold, until a transaction happens, right? So firstly, you need to be okay with being salesy. Then you won't have to worry about it anymore. I know this sounds really basic and stupid, but most people, in terms of other trainers out there, will actually play on people's insecurities and introversion, right? So you see a lot of stuff where it says, oh, hey, get more clients without being salesy or coming across salesy. Or there's one girl I saw today, how to get better results in sales without coming across as salesy, slimy, or gross. Like really, do you feel slimy or gross if you're gonna recommend your product or service to somebody? And here this girl is sending somebody through to an automated webinar, which would probably be the most slimy and gross presentation you'll ever see in your lifetime to sell her online course or program or whatever it is, right? So if you feel salesy, if you feel like you're pressuring somebody, there's a few underlying issues that you need to address. Firstly, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you're the right person to deal with, that you're a professional, confident, and you're going to provide someone with a lot of service? Or do you believe in your product? Like, let's just say if you were going to get me to sell pharmaceutical medicine to elderly people, right? I would never be okay with that because I don't believe in it. You wouldn't catch me dead selling that shit, right? So there's no way I would ever be salesy or recommend somebody to buy it. There is no way in the world you'll catch me ever doing that, right? So if you don't believe in your product or service, there's no way you're going to be okay with actually selling it. But if it's something that somebody's going to get a huge amount of value in, if it's what they're looking for and they're going to buy it anyway, and it's exactly what's going to provide value in their life, then more than likely you'll be okay with recommending it, right? So the way that you become okay with selling the product or service is by having the right process, finding out what people want, finding out what they've had in the past, what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, what they want to achieve in the new purchase that they didn't have in the old purchase, what their goals are, what motivated them, right? And then when you find that your product or service is exactly what they're after, you can say, hey, look, it's $2,000 or it's $20,000, it's $100,000, I need you to sign here, and then you'll be okay with actually making sales. Most entrepreneurs and salespeople are not okay with actually selling something. If you believe in yourself all the way and you believe in your product or service all the way and you work for a good company or you've made your own really good company, you won't have an issue being salesy. You wouldn't look at videos like this and you won't have any issue. Like in terms of your results will skyrocket because you'll become comfortable within yourself. So when you see videos like this that say, make more sales without being salesy, it's a load of shit. You do need to be salesy. You do need to sell harder, but you need to do it in the right way. Don't just get people to buy or trick anybody into buying something, but provide excellent service. When you commit to giving excellent service, it's okay. You can sell somebody a product. That's okay. That's how the world works. If people didn't buy stuff, industries wouldn't exist, transport companies wouldn't exist, governments wouldn't exist, right? So basically you need to realize it's completely normal for you to recommend a product or service because they're going to do it anyway if they're in your market, or they might buy your product or service through marketing. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get your marketing so bang on that somebody walks into a shop and says, hey, I want to buy that laptop, and it's a $3,000 laptop, well done. Kudos for you. You have done a really good job in sales through the methods of marketing. But it's not that easy when it's, say, a one-on-one coaching program or a digital media agency service or social media agency service, or you're coaching or you're consulting or anything that you're doing, right? Let's say you're selling a car or a house or a mortgage or finance. Some people need to be convinced. So go through the underlying principles, yourself, your product, the belief in yourself, and the belief in your company. These are the most important things you ever have to tackle as a sales professional or an entrepreneur. So write it down, go through it, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna put a lot more information here in terms of overcoming your own fears, your own barriers, because that's what's stopping you. Your own fears and your own barriers are the one thing that's getting in your way and stopping you from being okay with sales. Have a good day, speak to you soon.